No, I'm absolutely not clickbaiting. Grookey managed to save the day in our VGC draft league for our week 2 of the WBG. We're taking on Speed Racer, and this is a very terrifying offensive team. With really high damaging threats like Chiyu and Regidrago, as well as an incredible side spam core, this team is nothing to scoff at, and Grookey somehow manages to tie this whole team together and give us a really good fighting chance here. If you guys want to see some more WBG draft content, like and subscribe for more. And with that said, let's get into the matchup before we get into our team today for speed. This matchup consists of Chiyu, Thunderous Incarnate, Regidrago, Indeedee Female, Iron Crown, Gyarados, Drifblim, Bruxish, Vulpix, and Alolan Golem. I'm anticipating at least 5 of the top 6 where I could maybe see Thunderous bench for something like a Bruxish, as I feel like Bruxish actually has a lot of merit with defensive Tera, though Thunderous offensively speaking is still really good since my opponent has a lot of good checks for Garchomp on this team. Most likely that Regidrago will be Scarfed. I think Chi will probably be an offensive item like a Choice Specs, though Assault Vest isn't terrible here either with a good Tera, and then the Side Spam core will almost certainly be my opponent's way of winning this match. With our first Pokemon on the team, I needed a quick way to shut down that Side Spam core, as I otherwise could definitely get beaten pretty badly in the late game by it. So that's going to start off with our Choice Scarf Grookey, which uses Endeavor, U-Turn, Knockoff, and Grassy Glide as a really strong offensive set, and with a Choice Scarf, this allows us to get off the field as quickly as possible against most Pokemon on my opponent's team. While this does mean that I'll have a slightly weaker Grookey offensively, I did figure that getting rid of Grookey as quickly as necessary would have been very important, since my opponent could in theory always try and reset terrain, and I need to make sure that Grookey can get out of any situation without necessarily having to hard swap if possible. This speed overall should creep everything with the Choice Scarf, allowing us to also get off some really good Endeavors if we have to take any damage, and Grassy Glide will still be able to revenge off most Pokemon that don't respect this. Overall, really good piece here, but it's going to be especially handy with our Iron Bundle. Now this Iron Bundle is one of the main ways of speed controlling that we're going to be using this week, with Icy Wind, Freeze Dry, Hydro Pump, and Protect. This should allow our offense to do a lot of work, and with the Freeze Dry as well, this is going to be great damage into a Pokemon like Gyarados that would actually be a really good defensive piece around all of my physical threats here besides Kingambit. Overall, this Pokemon's going to be a great support, and with Tera Dark, I can get out of Expanding Force, which should hopefully be pretty nice in case I can't keep a Wide Guard Pokemon around, but I'll get into my Wide Guard option later. Overall, Iron Bundle will be a great offensive and utility Pokemon here, especially with my next Pokemon on the team, as all 4 of these really benefit a lot from it. Our first primary win con this week is going to be none other than our Assault Vest Kingambit, with Kowtow Cleave, Sucker Punch, Low Sweep, and Iron Head. Overall, this Assault Vest moveset is great, and with our pre-Tera typing, we're great at checking Pokemon like Iron Crown. Meanwhile, post-Tera, we're also able to check Chiyu. And while Regidrago can definitely deal some damage to either set with Earth Power, at the same time, I don't really mind because anything not Draco Meteor coming from Regidrago is really weak, and I can definitely still muscle Regidrago with most Pokemon on this team. We do have one more support Pokemon on the team that's kind of a support but also good offensively, being none other than our Mienshao, which is making her debut this week. With Wide Guard, we're able to stop Pokemon like Regidrago going for Dragon Energy, Chiyu going for Heat Wave, Iron Crown going for Expanding Force. This thing kind of just shuts down the whole opponent's team. We have Tera Water as a nice way in case if Chiyu tries to go for a Flamethrower into us, allowing us to maybe take the hit a little bit better after having a broken Focus Sash, and Ice Spinner plus Drain Punch just hits the team really well. We do have another move, Coaching, here, which will pair really well with our very physically heavy team, boosting not only our Assault Vest Kingambit that can't sit up, but also our next 2 threats in case they have to take an Intimidate from Gyarados. Speaking of course, we have none other than Relair, our Ogerpon Hearthflame. Now this Ogerpon Hearthflame is just a pretty standard set with Follow Me, Spiky Shield, Hornleech, and Ivy Cudgel. I didn't really like Ogerpon's pre-Tera matchup in all honesty. However, against any threat that Tera is on my opponent's team, this can do a lot of work. For example, if Chiyu is for something like a Tera Grass to maybe try and take Hydro Pump from Iron Bundle better, now my Ogerpon looks a lot better offensively into that, and it's a much better way to break than most of my other Pokemon. Really, it's just kind of here to catch my opponent if they go for a Tera that would otherwise be weak to Fire or Grass, but pre-Tera, it's really not that good of an offensive piece, and I could totally see just myself benching Ogerpon, even in favor of something like a Grookey this game. I did consider going with a Grassy Glide moveset to try and take advantage of my Grookey, allowing us some more priority, but I figured that the Hornleech recovery would be a little bit more helpful since the only reason I would bring this Pokemon is to potentially spam Follow Me. For our final pick in the team, we have a Life Orb Garchomp with 3 attacks, with Rock Slide, Stomping Tantrum, Dragon Claw, and Protect. Now I can totally see my opponent ditching Intimidate on Gyarados due to the fact that we have a Defiant Kingambit as well as plenty of other Pokemon that can get around Gyarados such as Iron Bundle or even a Coaching Mienshao that also has Inner Focus to avoid Intimidate. So I didn't want to necessarily fall for the trap of going with Clear Amulet, and instead I opted for Life Orb to try and take advantage of my high damage output on Garchomp, making it into an incredible offensive threat here. With our speed, we should creep Chiyu, which is great because Chiyu is a really good offensive threat here. And while I don't anticipate it to run Timid necessarily, I can't really let that Pokemon just get off free damage against me without trying. The run-up code is going to be on screen here as well as with the paste in the description below. And with that said, let's get into our battle against Speed. All right, and we're here with our next WBG game. We are taking on Speed Racer, who is actually a phenomenal coach. They're a really strong battler, and I'm looking forward to fighting their team because it's been a while since we've actually, at least to my knowledge, that we've had a draft creator outside of like Goldoa is the only one I could think of that does stream their games. So it is actually super cool to see, and it's a very unique thing. So I'm gonna link their stuff down below, of course, as well as just the WBG server if you guys want to keep up with the season. Make sure to check out Speed though. Speed is again really incredible streamer, and I'm looking forward to getting to play them. Their team consists of Thundurus with Tera Electric, Gyarados with Tera Ground, Iron Crown, which I could have typed in sooner, that has Tera Fighting. I'm going to type in the rest in between. They also have, let's see, so they have as well Indeedee Fairy, Fighting Regidrago, and Grass Chiyu. Okay, all very good things to note. My lead is going to be pretty easy. I feel like that, realistically, that leading off with Adashima or Mienshao is a really good lead here. It's great into their team. This is probably one of the best matchups it has. I think as well, applying some really good early game pressure with most likely my Iron Bundle should be decent. It's great offensively here. Actually, I'm going to withdraw that. I'm going to go with Garchomp. I'm going to go with Garchomp. We're going to go with Gambit. And then my final one is actually going to be Grookey. Now, I do have the Mienshao here, and it is a nice backliner for sure. Mienshao is a great option as a backliner to remove terrain leader in the match if I don't want to lead it. However, I do think that realistically it is safer to keep an option as a plan B to make sure they don't have Iron Crown winning with terrain. Especially with Tera Fighting, that becomes a little bit of a liability for my Kingambit, which means I kind of need to burn a Tera on it that I don't really want to have to do. So they're going to lead off with Regidrago and Chiyu. Now this is perfect because Mienshao actually has a lot of options that it can do on this turn. Such as Wide Guard, for example, is a great one, and then I can just target right into that Regidrago, which is Tera Fighting. That is a very good thing to note. Because that's a very unique Tera to have on that one, to say the least. It's a good Tera in this match, in my opinion, because again, their goal is to try and break Gambit, but it's just a Tera that I will 100% forget. So they have game 1 lead and game 1 lead. All right, good to know. So I finally have all their shit in the damage calc. Let's get into the turn. So I think my turn 1 is always just to go for. So they're probably gonna go for. There actually is probably some merit in going for coaching. No, actually, it's probably just going for Drain Punch here into Chiyu, and then meanwhile going for a Protect on Garchomp and scouting if that Regidrago is Scarf or not. Just seeing what they're going to do. They're going to switch out Regidrago. This leads me to believe it is very much not Choice Scarf. There's no other reason to actually make that play. They're actually going to go right into Thundurus, which means they're not bringing their Psy Spam forward, which is very interesting. That's actually extremely interesting. Okay, they're going to go for Protect on Chiyu as well. That means that Chiyu is most likely not choiced. So that's also good to note. Okay, so we have a lot of information this turn, actually. So we know at the very least already that 3 of the 4 Pokemon that came were Regidrago, Chiyu, and Thundurus. On top of this as well, we do see that the Thundurus here, of course, it's overall just a nice threatening Pokemon for my team, but thankfully they don't have like a Tera Ice or anything to get around my Garchomp. This is going to prove to be very beneficial this turn. I'm going to proceed to go for a... I'm going to go for a coaching here, boost up my Garchomp, and then I'm going to go for a Rock Slide this turn. Rock Slide should overall be a really good way to hit both these Pokemon. Now, Garchomp can definitely give, oh, Tera Water. Okay, good to know. I mean, that doesn't really matter. Okay. That's perfectly fine. Honestly, the Thundurus is not going to Tera. Speed said that they gave it Tera Water. Honestly, again, that Mon, frankly, was not going to Tera this game against my team. So I'm not really too concerned. They did Thunder Wave, though, which means that I do miss out on my coaching boost, which actually matters a lot, at least in the grand scheme of things. But we did flinch the Chiyu, which actually hurts my opponent a ton as well. This coaching boost will be a very significant buff for us, though. If they don't have Scary Face on that Thundurus, it's kind of game at this point because my Garchomp should be able to just ply through. However, a Scary Face would be really good here. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go for an Ice Spinner into Thundurus. This is mostly to scout for, one, any sort of aggressive switch here, but because something like a Gyarados could take a lot from an Ice Spinner. But more importantly, too, it's to mostly help more than anything with getting around the Scary Face. Because if I can kill the Thundurus before it goes for Scary Face, that's really good for me. Now, this, to be fair, actually is probably... I literally just told Speed that it doesn't matter that they're Tera Water. This is the one instance it might unironically matter. Though, frankly, again, if they're burning a Tera on Thundurus, it's probably the least problematic option because that means that Regidrago will not have it later on. Which, Tera fighting a Regidrago also leads me to believe they might not have Earth Power, which is very interesting. It could honestly be lacking Earth Power. It might even be a physical Regidrago. It's not bad against my team by any means. But we do just need to play around that, of course, and just be careful with scouting. So they're going to go for Rain Dance here. Rain Dance is perfectly fine. I don't really mind this. It just hurts their Chi-Yu, and that's it. They're going to go for Dark Pulse, which means that they're... Did I get my Mienshao speed wrong? Maybe I was just too aggressive on Mienshao. Oh, right, I'm paralyzed. Okay, I'm kind of dumb. All right, so they're Rain Dance and Thunder Wave. That's very good to note. Okay. And then they have Dark Pulse on Chi-Yu as well. These are all very good pieces of information here. Now, I am going to proceed to go for an Ice Spinner here right into Thundurus, and then I'm going to go for my Rock Slide here. Rock Slide should guarantee pick off both these Pokemon at this point. If Regidrago switches in, that's fine. It's losing health for Dragon Energy later on. Meanwhile, if like a Gyarados switches in, or even Iron Crown, again, it's just chip, and I'm kind of fine with that. Thundurus will most likely have Bleak Wind, not Bleak Wind, Wild Bolt Storm, which is why it's setting up the Rain Dance here. I can't really imagine another reason to be making that play this turn because Rain only helps me. They're going to go into Regidrago. Okay, Regidrago is very fine because I went for Ice Spinner on my Mienshao as a nice safety net for Thundurus, which means I'm now getting a strong Ice Spinner off into Regidrago. So that honestly helps a lot. I don't know why my opponent made that play, in all honesty. Oh, we got paired. Okay, so that kind of hurts. But we do still have our Sash intact at least, which I didn't think we would have intact at this point. But overall, that's a really good thing for us. Now, I do need to be a bit careful with positioning here. Because if that Regidrago is Scarfed, it could prove to be a little bit hectic. So I do, again, want to make sure that I am trying to, if possible, kill this thing off before it does any serious damage. This will most likely mean that I'm going to click... I'm going to click Drain Punch, actually, right into that Regidrago. And then, meanwhile, I'm going to go for a Protect on Garchomp here. I feel like the Protect is almost too obvious, but at the same time, I don't really want to mess around with this thing because it's just kind of a big threat to my team. They are going to go for a Tera on the Gyarados. Okay, Gyarados is the Game 1 Tera. Also, that's good to note. Okay, so it does go for the Tera Ground. That's fine. I do need to double check about the Intimidate. I actually did forget to check that. This Gyarados going for Tera Ground, though, is definitely pretty interesting because I've revealed Ice Spinner. It's the only offensive move I've actually clicked. But I'm kind of okay with that. All right, Regidrago's going for Dragon Energy here. That's perfectly A-okay. I'm kind of shocked it actually did that little. And then they're going to go for Dragon Dance on Gyarados. That's fine. Okay. Can I hit through the Para? Okay, Drain Punch goes off. Perfect. Okay. That gets Regidrago really weak. That's actually going to be really huge for us. Because now if Regidrago is Scarfed, then I have a great way to just take this hit a bit better. Now I will say that this Gyarados could be kind of a problem here. First, let me double check if it was Intimidate or not. It is not Intimidate. It's Moxie. So that is a very big problem. Second question, though, I do need to double check if Gyarados will actually kill us. So let me really quickly pull up my spread. Garchomp versus Gyarados. So I can go for my... obviously, I mean, this could have Ice Fang, which could be kind of a problem. However, it doesn't look like actually that will do a lot. That actually does surprisingly little. Now, to be fair, I'm still Tera Dragon, so I will take like a good chunk of damage. But especially with my +1 Fizz Death, this actually should be a comfortable take. Oh, shit. Shit. No! No, I Drain Punched my Garchomp. No, what the fuck? Oh my god. I spent way too long making that calc. I made such a terrible play there. I Drain Punched my own Garchomp. What the fuck? Oh, never mind. I clicked Wide Guard. Oh, I thought I Drain Punched my Garchomp. Oh, that could have been so much worse. They're gonna go for Ice Fang. Okay, that's still gonna do a lot. If I could have burned the Tera there, that would have been great because I could have taken that hit. Fuck. Okay, so that's really bad. That is super bad. Thankfully, though, this Gyarados is Tera Ground. And I have a Scarf Grookey that unironically might outpace this. Oh, and I have Grassy Glide anyway. All right. Okay. Unironically, Grookey might save my fucking ass. Okay. Let me see. Grassy Glide. And this is a Tera Ground Gyarados without Intimidate. And we have an Timid Nature. Grassy Surge. Yeah, so that does like real damage. We're gonna bring in Grookey here. We're gonna bring in the Grookey. This mon. Ah, fuck. Okay. So I'm Tera Dark, so unfortunately I cannot lean into this damage, but I'm kind of fine not doing that. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Drain Punch into the Chiyu. Instead of targeting my Grookey this time, I'm going to go for a Drain Punch into Chiyu. I'm going to go for the Grassy Glide into the Gyarados. Now, this Grassy Glide actually does a good amount of damage. Like, that's fairly considerable damage. They're going to Waterfall me, that's fine. They'll claim kills on both my Pokemon. I kind of have to take it. So, unfortunately here, the Gyarados now is going to put me in kind of a pickle. Because, technically speaking, the Chiyu can just start claiming kills on my Kingambit. And this was really bad, because if I got my Tera off, I could have actually picked off that Gyarados, and I think I guarantee won the game. But it was because I timed out. It's gonna murder me. It's really gonna murder me. I do feel fine though, weirdly, because I think that one, I've revealed that I don't really need the Grookey, and the threat of having had Grookey is gonna be huge. I'm gonna go for Tera Fire, and I'm gonna go for Sucker Punch into the Gyarados. If they go for Dragon Dance or anything, that's fine. I can't really fuck around with this Pokemon though, so I am gonna go for my Tera Fire. If they go for like a Dark Pulse here, good read on the Tera turn. I kind of just need to take it at that point, and then just go for Sucker Punch yet again, and then hope that I can pick off the Pokemon in front of me, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of options. They do luckily let me take it out on the Gyarados, which is huge. I hope they didn't Heat Wave, or like, I hope they did go for like a Fire move here. Because if they went for a Dark move predicting the Tera, then that's very bad for me. But either way though, they go for Flamethrower. Alright, perfect. That's amazing. Alright, perfect. And then we revealed a lot of moveset on these Pokemon at this point, which is all really good. They're gonna go into Regidrago, that's their last mon on the field. Perfect, okay. So I'm pretty confident this Regidrago is going to be the bigger threat here. I'm gonna go for a Sucker Punch right into Regidrago this turn. I'm assuming it's choiced, so I do just want to pick this off. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like this is gonna bite us in the ass too much. I really thought it would be a lot worse. But I think I can take out the Chiyu comfortably at this point without having to worry about any shenanigans. Meanwhile, my Kingambit is pretty healthy, so I'm kind of confident in this. Perfect. Okay, Regidrago dies. That's great. I called that yet again. So Regidrago is dead. It is just Chiyu left. How much is Dark Pulse going to do for Chiyu? Okay. That did a lot, but I do think I get out of range of this thanks to my Grassy terrain. So Grookey might have unironically saved the day. Alright. So, let's see. So we hit... I know that we have enough speed to hit 81, so it's like 4-4. Okay, so we're at like 164. Okay, so with Tera Fire versus Dark Pulse, they should be peaking at, so it's not Specs. Is that Dread Plate? That might unironically be Dread Plate. Dread Plate could be a roll here. I might throw the game just to check for Dread Plate, I'm not gonna lie. Because if that kills, we know it's Dread Plate. It's not Dread Plate. That is definitely not Dread Plate. They're also good with Moss, to be fair, but that's not either. Okay, that's good to know. I think I'd rather reveal that I have Low Sweep, frankly, and win the game off of that, and just figure out the item. It's not an offensive item on Chiyu. So that means it's probably something like, I don't actually know what that could be. It's not Assault Vest. It might be Sash. I'm almost wondering if that's a Sash Chiyu. Or Psychic Seed 2 could be another one. I feel like it's more for Indeedee, but it could maybe be Psychic Seed. Regardless, though, it's not an offensive item, and we do know that now, thanks to how low that damage was, so I'm kind of fine with having made that play, because, specifically, again, just making sure that we could reveal it, like, that's not a modest Chiyu either. So, good game, a lot closer than it had to be, but that's, frankly, due to my own shortcomings. I could have calced that a lot faster, but we have a lot of our calcs now. We know that coaching Garchomp is, like, a real good win con here. It's a great win con for this team. On top of that as well, Grookey might unironically not be too bad. Grookey saved me game 1, and it, frankly... It shouldn't have had to, for the record. Grookey should not have had to touch the field that game. But specifically, Grookey having gotten terrain up for Kingambit is the only reason I won that game. So I am giving Grookey thumbnail this week. Anyone who questions it can, I don't know, they can type in the comments. Type in the comments, though. Good job, Grookey. Grookey saved the fucking game. I can't believe that Mon saved the game. Holy fuck. I didn't even think I'd bring Grookey all season. And week 2 is the reason we won our first match. Alright, so a few things to note. I don't think Iron Crown is going to be coming to this game of all games. Not that I think Thundurus is good, but I don't think that Iron Crown suddenly is the solution here after having seen that I have Ice Spinner on Mienshao, Kingambit in the back, and Grookey in the back. So I'm going to play this a very different set. They led off with Chiyu Regidrago last time. I'm actually going to match my same lead. I think it was phenomenal here, and there's not a lead combination that I'm expecting that will actually put more pressure on this. However, I am going to bring Gambit still, but I'm going to bring Bundle as my last mon. I hate my Ogerpon matchup. It's just kind of here to try and pressure that Thundurus into clicking shittier moves. But I do think a Bundle, on the other hand, could actually be a very serious Pokemon here. Now, Ogerpon might be a Game 3 option if they do seem to win off of Psy Spam right now. I don't even know if it's going to go to Game 3, though, because, again, I feel that confident in these 4 to really wrap this up. No more shitty damage calcs. No more trying to fuck around and find out. We're going to just go for it. I feel very confident in the team being able to do this at this point. We've gotten so much information on my opponent as well. We also know that Thunder's is Prankster. That is another thing. Not that Defiant was going to come, but, like, we know it. Well, actually, technically, I'm going to take off Prankster. Technically speaking, we don't actually know it's Prankster because it was already going to be the fastest Pokemon on the field regardless. So that's good to note. So, good luck up front to my opponent. They're going to bring Regidrago Chi again. Okay, perfect. So, yet again, really strong lead for me. Now, in game number 1, my opponent did see that we ended up clicking not... so we ended up not clicking any sort of Wide Guard. So they might just go right for the Dragon Energy, which I'm kind of fine with. I don't need to get the coaching up necessarily. I do like it a lot, but I think that, frankly, it's better off just going for the defensive play. Going straight for the Ice Spinner into the Regidrago here, and then instead going for a Protect on Garchomp just to make sure that I can keep it alive, because that is so much more important. And if they do go for like a Draco Meteor instead, trying to play around potential Wide Guard this turn, I'm not here for it. Draco Meteor. Fucking perfect. That's such a good play for us right there. Oh my god, that's huge. That is so fucking huge. I'm so glad I didn't risk that, because that could have really fucked us over. Now, this is where it becomes kind of a problem. It's not a huge problem, but it is kind of a problem. I do need to now switch out Garchomp. I cannot keep it on the field anymore, which does kind of suck. However, there is some nice benefits to this. For one, that Regidrago is locked into Draco. I can disregard it. 2, I can actually just go for a Drain Punch this turn right into Chi-Yu, and I can proceed to go right into my Kingambit. Now, even if Kingambit has to take a fire move at this point, I'm kind of fine. I just need it at low health. I don't know if Regidrago will stay in, however, which only works out even better. That just means that it's no risk for Mienshao. And this also implies that they don't try and go for the Garchomp kill this turn. I feel like that they're not going to play around as if I'm going to switch out into Gambit. I think they're going to go for that Garchomp kill because Garchomp is such an oppressive threat, and it would have swept through their team if not for the misplay in game number 1. They're going to switch out Regidrago. Okay. So they are respecting this Pokemon. They are trying to keep it around. That's great, because that just means that this Drain Punch into Chi-Yu is going to be fucking fantastic. And unless if they predict the Kingambit coming in right now, I'm actually in a great position right now, because I'll regain the position as the fastest Pokemon on the field unless Thunders comes in, meaning that I can go for a very free Ice Spinner and clear through terrain very comfortably. Meanwhile, I can Kingambit on the field as well, which is great. They're going to have Indeedee with Chi-Yu, which I'm very okay with. Indeedee Chi-Yu is fine. We do know this is not Psychic Surge. That's okay. Alright, good to note. So, at this point, I'm going to go for the Ice Spinner into the Indeedee. And I think I'm going to burn my Tera. I'm going to burn my Tera just to go for a... I think I'm going to go for a Low Sweep here into the Chi-Yu. Actually, hold on. So I'm going to go for a... I'm going to go for the Ice Spinner into Chi-Yu. And I am going to also go for that Low Sweep here. I'm going to go for my Tera Fire. So we know that Chi-Yu is not choiced. Chi-Yu will most likely not click Protect this turn. And even if it does, I'm kind of okay with that, because Indeedee should allow Kingambit field positioning to go for Trick Room. And nothing else that it could do would actually really threaten me too much. Even if they predict the Tera, in all honesty, and they go for like a Helping Hand plus Dark Pulse, we know that we can take that hit guaranteed. They're going to go for Follow Me. Okay, Follow Me was literally like the best thing for us they could click, because that just means that we're going to get some good damage off on Indeedee this turn. Terrain is now gone, which means that I can freely Sucker Punch once Indeedee is cleared, which is great. That also means that we're getting rid of Expanding Force for later on, and because Chi-Yu went for the kill on my Mienshao instead, I actually get a really good board state at this point, because I can go for Rock Slide and Garchomp and get some really good damage. So I'm very okay with that. We're going to bring right in my Garchomp now, and Yuffie Ani is just going to start claiming kills. Yuffie Ani will be claiming all the kills at this point. We're going to go for a Rock Slide here. And then, actually, yeah, we're going to go for Rock Slide here. And then, yeah, Rock Slide. Sorry, I'm contemplating plays. And I think that my play is also to go for the Low Sweep into Chi-Yu. If Chi-Yu goes for like a Protect, so be it. Okay, so Indeedee switching out, that's perfectly fine. That just means that something's taking a Rock Slide, which is great. That's Regidrago right there. Perfect, okay. So Chi-Yu's going to die. Regidrago's going to take a lot of damage. Okay. So Regidrago, I guess, will not die. But I can Sucker Punch it on the following turn. Or I could even honestly just safely Kowtow it. It's going to be weak enough to where I don't really care. Yeah, okay, we should be fine. Yeah, it's like just barely alive. Okay. So at this point, I do need to be a bit careful because Indeedee could switch in. That is kind of a problem. However, if Indeedee switches in, I'll still have a very full health on my Kingambit. So I'm kind of okay just going for Protect and then going for a Kowtow into Regidrago. Do I let Garchomp go down, actually? So I feel like there's a lot of merit in going for Rock Slide this turn, actually. I think there is. No, I do need this mono round, actually. I really need it around. And frankly, if they dual target Kingambit, I'm kind of okay with that, too. But we're going to go for the Kowtow into Regidrago. Okay. So they're going to go for Tera. That's definitely Tera on Chiyu. Yep, Tera Grass. Okay, perfectly fine. They're trying to avoid the Rock Slide death. I'm very okay with that. They're also trying to avoid taking more damage from Low Sweep. Again, very okay with that, because it's just going to become weaker to Dark Attacks later on, which is my primary bread and butter. So we're going to go for Protect here. I'm kind of curious about what kind of sequences Chiyu's going to make here. Because, okay, so they're going to go for Draco and Gambit. That's fine. We do take the hit. Don't go for the Dark Pulse. Don't go for the Dark Pulse. Don't go for the Dark Pulse. Okay, they go for the Dark Pulse into Garchomp. I'm okay with that. I'm very fine with that. Because I can just go for Dragon Claw right into that spot later on. And the Tera is now gone on Indeedee too, so even if that thing goes for Tera, I'm kind of... Well, it can't go for Tera anymore, I should say, so we're also very good with that. Chiyu is going to probably be on the field next to Indeedee at this point, if I had to guess, which... oh no, Iron Crown's coming in. Okay, so that's good to know. We figure out its booster at the very least, which is good. It's going to be Booster Energy. Let's see, so Booster Energy activated. Special Attack. Okay, good to know. Okay. Let's see. And then Quark Tribe. So this thing also can't Tera, which is good to know. And it is a slower option. So what I can do, I can proceed to go for a Stomping Tantrum here. And then I can just go for a... I'm going to go for a Sucker Punch. Actually, no. What am I doing? I'm going to go for a Kowtow Cleave as well. I'm just going to dual target. If Indeedee comes in, so be it. I think I can get off a really sizable amount of damage, though, just going for the Stomping Tantrum this turn. And then really just start getting some good momentum back on my team. I kind of wish I didn't burn the Tera in hindsight. I think not burning the Tera would have been good. They're going to withdraw Chiyu anyway, that's perfectly fine. Withdrawing Chiyu makes a lot of sense there. I'm kind of curious, though, if we kill Iron Crown at this point versus Garchomp. So we can actually at least figure out this calc pretty well. The Life Orb Stomping Tantrum should actually do a lot of damage, but I don't think it'll kill. Oh, no, it kills. Was that a crit? No, that wasn't a crit. Okay. Because that could have, to be fair, that could have been a roll, depending on the bulk. For context, max HP, it's like a 6.3 for lower bulk sets, though obviously, I mean, it gets into very favorable range. So it's not to say it was ever, like, a really bad roll. It could have been, but that's such a, like, it's such a weird thing, I guess. They actually, no, they probably were max HP forfeits def. So, I mean, that could have been a bad roll. But even still, I don't think it was game losing, because since they Tera Grassed on Chiyu, actually, they would have been so low health, I could have probably just went for Icy Wind, picked off Iron Crown at that point, and then kind of just won the game. I don't know, maybe I'm just being a little bit over benefiting in this, for lack of a good way to phrase that. I don't fucking know. But at the very least, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. It's objectively great that Mona's gone, and we've guaranteed a win, because Chiyu cannot beat the combination of Garchomp, Kingambit, and Iron Bundle. It just isn't happening. The only way it has for spread is Heat Wave, which is not clicking into this combination of Pokemon, so it's going to guarantee die to Kingambit at this point unless they Dark Pulse Gambit, which if they do, great, okay, Iron Bundle is going to get the kill because I'm farming Iron Bundle kills. Because I've literally not done anything with ChisaTaki all game, so I'm going to let ChisaTaki get the last kill. So perfect. Okay. So that's definitely very good, at the very least. We've now won our Week 2 game. We won it very well, too. And I will say, to be fair, I know that we won it 2-0, but speed is still an incredible fucking battle. This was a very tough game. Game 1, I think, should have been a lot closer, frankly. But at the same time, though, it makes up for the fact that I think we still did win very handily in Game 2. But, yeah, no shade to speed, obviously. I know that it only was as close in Game 1 because I timed out, but Speed's still an incredible team. This draft is very fucking obnoxious to prep for. Like, that Regidrago Chiyu lead is so threatening, and then on the exact opposite, you have Psy Spam, you have Gyarados support, you Driftwood. Like, there's so many fucking pieces. This was genuinely probably one of the harder VGC matches I've had to prep for draft league. So, Very good game to Speed Racer. Make sure to check them out in the description below. And if you guys enjoyed and you want to see some more content like this, like and subscribe for more. I'm going to cut to future me, who's going to be doing the outro and going over member stuff, so I'll see you guys in the outro. If you guys enjoy and want to see more content like this, of course, like and subscribe for more, and consider becoming a channel member today. For just a couple dollars a month to get some nice bonus content. Today, we actually have a video that should be, well, not today. Tomorrow, we should have a video going up for channel members, so make sure you guys check that out, of course. Our current channel members are Zeke0, Mia, Rao Sakura, Obo, Endless Gadgets, Josh Ake Ultraplayer, Incog M, and Vincent Wee. Thank you guys so much for your extra support, and I will see you guys in our next video, which I'm hoping will be tomorrow. It might be Friday. So until then, peace out, guys.